Good morning. Shout out to my subscribers and people watching and viewing who haven't yet subscribed, but I know they will because that red button's right below the video. Anyway, I wanted to do a video today about the MH370 plane that supposedly disappeared, that they can't find the wreckage for. There's been a lot of conflicting reports about that whole situation, and I just wanted to clarify a few things. Basically, people on board were what were important about that plane. It wasn't the plane itself or the disappearance. That kind of ties in with what's going on with the people on board. The people on board were an entire company in Malaysia who were working on some very high-tech laser guidance systems and computer programs that were supercomputer programs for basically watching the entire planet at one time. These things work so fast, it would make your computer look like it's standing still. All the people on the plane were all the people in the company, okay? And the only other person who was affiliated with the ownership of the programs they were working on was Jacob Rothschild, okay? Now, with them out of the way, he becomes the sole owner of these here inventions. His name was on the patent as well, or on the list of people who would get credit for the patent once it was finished. And basically, they had finished a couple of the projects, and they were all going to celebrate. And that's when that plane went missing. So with that plane missing, Jacob Rothschild becomes the sole benefactor of those inventions that they were working on, the laser guidance systems and the computer programs and such. And basically, he, within 3 days, patented those, okay, in his own name. Didn't even so much to give them credit for anything. And the funny thing I found was, within 4 days of the disappearance of the plane company, the MH Malaysia Air, was paying out people for the deaths of their loved ones. And how do they know that they were even dead? Why would they be paying out? Like, that didn't even make sense to me, and that's kind of why I looked into it a little deeper. I was tied in with a lot of anonymous groups back then, and they had done a lot of research on this particular plane. This plane was seen landing at a military base, a U.S. military base, and the reason it was even noticed was because how low and how fast it was coming in. They don't normally come in that fast and that low, so it really drew attention, and people seen the numbers on the plane. So basically, it was seen landing in a military base, okay? So they've never found the wreckage, and that's why, because it's on a military base, okay? They claimed to have found wreckage about a year after, and then they turned around and said it wasn't from the MH370. And now the CBC is saying that wreckage was from MH370. So they're basically kind of fucking with your minds to make you think that they found the wreckage. They have never found any wreckage. No luggage, no bodies, no nothing from that plane. Now, why would the government hijack that plane? Okay, well, they could do it easy enough because they have the technology to hijack anything. I mean, your common hacker can hijack cars, planes, boats, anything. Everything's basically computerized now, so they're easy to hack. And Anonymous showed how you could hack. It was a Jeep, the same Jeep that I had. It was the Grand Cherokee, and they actually made it crash off the road, and so that was kind of scary. Well, of course, mine was this '94, so it was before all that computerized shit, but still, it's scary to know that you own a new car. It can be hijacked by somebody with a computer, and that's kind of scary. So basically, with Rothschild now the sole owner of these inventions, he becomes a trillionaire because of it, okay? And to me, that spoke volumes as to why that plane went missing and was never found. Now, what are they doing with the people from the plane? Well, the ones they don't need, I imagine they would have killed, okay? Straight up, they don't need them. the ones who were working on the inventions, all the people from that company, would still be usable. And if you look at what Hitler did in World War II, taking scientists and hiding them in the basement and making them work for the Germans or die, and basically that's what I think is happening with these people from this company who were on this MH370 plane, is they're being kept alive and to keep inventing new software and programs and such. So that's my take, that's my personal take on it, but I can tell you right now that plane has never been found. The military claims they tracked it for an hour after it went off radar from the airport. And how could they do that if it's either on radar or it's off radar? So it was flying at a lower altitude, which is why the main radar at the airport lost it. But because the military have the lower ground radar as well, their radars are a lot better, they were still picking it up. Well, they had to guide it into that island, okay? So that's why the wreckage was never found. No bodies, no nothing was ever found from that plane, okay? And to this day, I still think they're going to crash it somewhere just so they can say, yeah, we found the wreckage and it's crashed and it's solved. But basically, it remains an unsolved mystery. But basically, there's no real mystery about it. With Jacob Rothschild involved, that's what happened. He is a crooked piece of crap. He's the head of the planet. He runs this planet, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. The Rothschild family and Jacob Rothschild himself run this planet because they have this, okay? And so basically, this plane, I'm sure the parts will surface eventually when the heat gets too much. There's still a lot of people asking questions. A lot of the families who are even paid out are still asking questions and wondering, what's going on with the investigation and stuff. So the Malaysian government's just basically closed the investigation until some proof can be found, which I also find kind of weird, because if it hasn't been found, why are you closing the investigation? That doesn't even make sense to me. I mean, obviously they're not going to have search crews out looking still, but I mean, I would leave the investigation open, or is he just trying to shut people up? So there's a lot of things you got to look at with this MH370 thing, but basically it's really silliness, and I don't get it. I don't get why people aren't cluing in that something's wrong here, and I kind of did right away. As soon as they said it was missing and couldn't be found, I mean, come on. They have satellites in space that can read a fucking license plate laying on the ground on the planet, okay? They could find a wreckage of a plane anywhere on the planet, okay? I don't care how much water there is to search. The satellites can search, 10 times faster than people could. And they can't find it because it's not in the ocean. It's sitting on an island, probably in a hangar deck somewhere. But that's the truth about the whole MH370 thing, and a lot of people are kind of going, oh, that's conspiracy theorists. You know what? Look, compared to MSM, I trust Anonymous a fuck of a lot more, okay? There are dark anonymous groups who I wouldn't trust or be a part of, but I have always stood by Anonymous. The real good anonymous people, they know what they're doing, okay? And they do it good. We wouldn't have known about a lot of the corruption without them, okay? And so basically, I totally believe what they're saying about this plane, and you can look up the videos yourself. If you type in Anonymous and MH370, you'll come up with the videos, and it'll tell you the exact company name these people work for, how many there were, their names, and they will explain the step-by-step of how Jacob Rothschild manipulated this whole situation. But this guy can do anything, and he's untouchable, okay? Because he's got $300+ trillion. I mean, who the fuck can touch him? He owns the IMF, that loans money to every country on the planet. I mean, he's too rooted into everything to, you can't even go after him. I know Trump made on December 21st, he put out that, basically it was done by executive order for seizing property of people involved in human trafficking and corruption. And a lot of Rothschild's money got seized during that. A lot of people's money got seized during that. Yay! Yay, Trump. So now, you know, a lot of things are going to come to light, and I think you're going to find this coming to light very soon, because they can't hide the truth forever. And you know, there's too many people who know the truth. And I'd like you to investigate. If you doubt me, investigate it. Look it up. Type it in. It's all there, black and white. Anonymous. Look, these guys are top hackers in the world. Okay, like when the FBI finds these people, they want to hire them. They don't want to throw them in jail. So basically, the only ones they did throw in jail probably told them to go screw themselves, and that won't work for you. Right? So there was anonymous members that were getting 100 years in prison and stuff, and it was really, really wrong. I still think it's wrong. And you know, like I said, it's these people are professional hackers. They know what they're doing, and they can find out anything. Okay, there's nothing that's online they cannot find. And this was all found within a week of the actual plane going missing. You have to look it up, okay? And, you know, watch the videos for yourself. I'm not saying Anonymous doesn't lie, but I'm just saying I don't believe they were lying about this. I totally believe they're right about this, because what they're saying ties in with the facts. And what the government's saying, it doesn't. So I always go by facts. And so that's the basic MH370 story and the truth. If you doubt me, like I say, look it up. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.